and only speaker for the day is a Toastmaster from Bangalore Toastmasters Club. He is pursuing mathematics and statistics in Christ University. He loves reading books and listening to music. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Taran with his speech titled, Honey as Sweet as Life. Honey as Sweet as Life, Toastmaster Taran.
There is a story of a traveler who walks up a mountain and encounters a ferocious lion. Having nowhere to hide, she decides to run. As the tiger approaches her inch by inch, she flings herself over to a cliff. The cliff contains a vine with which she holds on to it. Mid-air, tiger above, bottomless pit below. Her desperation rose when she found out that the vine is in fact a deadly python. Tiger above, abyss below, python straining her neck, taking away her breath. She knows that she's going to inevitably perish. However, at the very last moment, there was a little bush on the side which contained few drops of honey. With great excitement, she goes over to the honey and has a few lick of those drops with great joy. Fellow Toastmasters, the reason that I share this story will be explained later on. But for now, I'd like to make a point that in many aspects of our lives, we try to seek for something new, the novel, hoping that once we attain some goal or something, we will be satisfied. However, once we attain it, we do not get the pleasure that we are hoping to receive. We hope that once we get an X, we would be satisfied. But once we get the X, we are unsatisfied. This has been having deep roots within our childhood itself. Maybe perhaps you might have wanted the best marks. And when you do get the best marks in your school, you might want the best college. And then when you get the best college, the best job. And if the best job, maybe the best position in this job, and so on. So, I have been trying to understand how to be not just satisfied with myself, but have the greatest joy, to be more happy with myself. So, I have come up with two principles to find this kind of a joy. And this is coming from a 21-year-old self who's going to teach people who are much older than them on how you ought to live life. So, anyways, I hope that it's a money back guarantee. So, here we go. The first point is what I call the abstain principle. The greatest liquid, I believe, that you can ever consume, dear guests, dear Toastmasters and guests, is a glass of water after you spend a day in the Sahara Desert. This is because depriving yourselves of even the smallest of comforts in life will make something as simple as a glass of water sublime. This is why more generally, depriving yourselves or abstaining yourselves from the smallest of pleasures might even make something small seem like heaven. You can see instances like having a cold shower or even fasting. When you come back to your normal state, it will feel like heaven. But depriving yourselves is not enough to gain this joy that I was looking for, which is where the second principle comes in, which is called the value principle. Imagine, dear Toastmasters, that you are going to lose one of your senses tomorrow. I would like you to really imagine that. Imagine how intensely today would feel. How, with so much focus, you would look at every single thing in the world. Imagine if you were deaf tomorrow. Today, even the smallest of sounds, this sound will seem like music to your ears. This is because when you notice the fact that not everything is going to last, you're going to gain great joys from it. You're going to get satisfaction. Not only that, I believe that understanding the temporal nature of things, that things are not going to last for very long, will improve your value for it. There was a time when the great Russian novelist Fyodor Dostoevsky was imprisoned by the Russian government on the grounds of dissent. he was taken up by a firing squad and was prepared to be shot. But at the last moment, a message of reprieve arrived and he was almost let go. But he had to spend the next 8 years of his life in a Siberian prison camp. However, that near-death experience had shaken him, and he had shared this experience through the character called Prince Mishkin in his novel, The Idiot, in which he narrates, with the 5 minutes that he had got left to live, he decided to live his life with so much intensity, with such great power, that he would turn every minute into a lifetime. With so much intensity, he saw life with so much clarity. With the experiences he felt with that each minute passing, he had this thought, imagine if I were to live like this for the rest of my life, with so much gratitude. How much gratitude I'd have with my life. I would be the happiest person in the world. I would be almost like an idiot. Therefore, we notice that we do try and seek for the novel. Only thing, we must try and turn it around. I'm reminded of the story of Charles Foster Kane from the movie Citizen Kane, who decides to build a large mansion for himself, hoping that would get him the satisfaction he requires, only to find out that huge mansion called Xanadu was nothing but a symbol of isolation for him. Therefore, viewed from this lens, we can see that for a traveler, she was not only just deprived of all of her comforts, she understood that her life wasn't going to last as long. She valued that very last moment, which made something as simple as a few drops of honey seem sweet. This is why I believe, dear Toastmasters, if you take the A from the abstaining law and the V from the value law, you will combine it to make an AV, the audio visual. I hope these two principles will be the audio visuals to your life, which will enhance you further and make you better human beings. And when you put yourselves in the shoes of this certain traveler, I hope that you make honey taste just as sweet as life. Over to your Toastmaster for the day.